Aloha team, this is Brendan, and thank you so much for watching this video. This is a video that I am filming live on Facebook just as a way to be able to touch base with you guys, to be able to do something to start off my week that is just kind of like setting momentum, and a lot of this is also just from myself as well, to be able to verbalize. And the objective of this video is to be able to share with you, to share with the team, some of the objectives and challenges of building Paradigm Shift Central. So essentially what I'm going to do in this video, I've got about a page worth of notes in front of me of my current objectives that I'm going to go over with you, and as well as some of the current challenges, and as well as some of the ways that you guys can directly help. And also at the end I'll make room to do a Q&A. And so you may be able to tell I've got a bit of a cold right now, and it's like a nice rainy day outside, and we just got some like chill ambient music in the background. So this video will be, I don't know, hopefully not too long, but like I said, I'm gonna go over this because it's important for me to share with those who are interested in the Paradigm Shift Central project a little bit of the behind the scenes. I know, believe me, there's work constantly being done on it, and it's important for me to share with you guys kind of like the visions that are inside of my head, and to be able to share those with you so that you can sort of get a better idea of not only where things are moving towards, what to anticipate, what to get excited about, and again, how to be able to get involved with this. So just as a complete overview, first of all, thank you to everyone tuning into this, and I may upload this to YouTube afterwards, and I'll share it through Patreon and send it to the Paradigm Shift Central team members on the main website. So thank you to everybody watching this in the future as well. And again, the objective of this video is to help give you guys just like more coherence so you understand like what Brendan is working on a regular basis, and again, just to get excited about what's coming. So the big overview of this Paradigm Shift Central, for those of you who aren't familiar, ParadigmShiftCentral.com is this social media website and project that we have been building for close to a decade now. And the overview of the project is, let me just see, what do I got written down? The overview of the project is to be able to help accelerate the shift in consciousness by creating a global team of shifters. And shifters are people such as yourself, such as myself, people who are actively helping assist with the shift in consciousness. And it is also about being able to encourage the creation of physical paradigm shift communities. And so physical paradigm shift communities exist all across the world. On paper, there's like well over 50. That number is kind of up in the air and everything right now, but that's what I'll talk about a little bit later. And the paradigm shift communities are about creating space in your physical community to bring people together through the power of the heart and the power of synchronicity, to be able to have regular open-minded discussion and meditation circles, and to build the tribe. The project is also about, from an online perspective, the ongoing creation of conscious media and helping create a single platform for people to submit conscious media, as well as helping feature their conscious media content. So for example, if a shifter in somewhere on the other side of the world makes a video that they want to share, either a video about their own journey or a video about an idea they have, or just anything that they want to share, they can upload this to Paradigm Shift Central, knowing that the audience will be other shifters and other people in the community, and it will help their message be seen by a global audience. So again, kind of bear with me. Like I said, I kind of got a cold right now, so I kind of like, my head's a little bit just like feeling funny and everything, but I'm gonna go through kind of this list that I got in front of me, and I'll get to, so again, just for those of you who are tuning in, thank you. So I'm going to go over current objectives related to building Paradigm Shift, some of the challenges currently, and ways you can help, and also I'll make room for Q&A at the end. So what do I got written here? So so again, the objective of this project is to really like help people activate themselves, to help give people a sense of community, and to help inspire people, to help people find fulfillment in finding their purpose in a way that benefits humanity and the earth. And so this is a really powerful idea, because you know, when you can do something where you're feeling your call, and it's not just about like making money, or it's not just about like trying to, you know, like do material things and everything, but when you find a purpose in being able to help others, that's a really powerful thing. And that's something that the project is helping create. So the big objectives, I'm just going to read what I got here. to help accelerate the shift in consciousness, giving people the inspiration and the tools to do so, activating a global team of Jedi, aka Light Guardians, planting seeds for the years to come, creating conscious media and creating those who, I wrote that wrong, those who are inspired to create conscious media, to give them a platform to do so, to create a network to connect, to support, and inspire. So one of the best ways that you can kind of visualize what paradigm shift is, almost think of it as like we're building a spaceship. Like we're really building like this metaphysical spaceship. So like in the physical sense, it's a website. In the physical sense, it's the physical paradigm shift of the communities. And it's also like the idea. The idea is kind of like the most powerful thing behind all of this. But when you think of it as like a metaphysical website or a metaphysical spaceship, you can see that it takes time to kind of like different aspects of the project are kind of like different rooms within the spaceship that serve different functions, and then different people can find different places within the ship, and each person amongst the ship has their own ability to assist in managing and helping make sure that the ship is running as we continue to blast off and fly through new dimensions. And again, you know, the objective of this project, when I started this years and years and years ago, was basically, you know, me being in school working on media and me wanting to use my media to help assist with the shift in consciousness. I was going through my own awakening process at the time, and basically I was becoming aware of synchronicity, and I was like, hey, you know, I've got a couple friends who I can talk to about like UFOs and paranormal and metaphysical stuff. I know there's more people out there. I'm going to create something to help find those other people. And then so that was the beginning of the very first paradigm shift community, which was a club in my college. And then from there, I started documenting the experience and started my YouTube channel and started sharing with people and said like, hey, this is what I'm doing. You know, I'm creating this club in my college. I'm encouraging the shift in consciousness. I'm creating consciousness media and everything like that. You can do this too. And so the beginning of Paradigm Shift, it was originally just the website wasn't what it was now. The website was just like, I was the only one really able to share, and I could post other content, but there wasn't a way for people to like sign up to the website. Now, since the website has evolved over the years, as it continues to do, the spaceship has evolved, now you can think of it as a social media network. It's very much like our own version of Facebook, our own version of YouTube. It's our own social media platform. And in that sense, that's where on the website, if you haven't checked it out yet, people can create their own profiles, and people are able to submit quest journals and conscious articles. And they're able to get involved with the ongoing live broadcasts that we are doing, and the ongoing just like communication and the brainstorming and the connections that we're creating as a team, and get to know other shifters, and just like, again, sharing their story. And when we're sharing our story through the creation of quest journals, which are our documentation of the shifting consciousness from our own experience, and their videos and their, you know, just freestyle brainstorming, they're our art, we're also creating an archive. And that's a very powerful thing too, because again, you know, this spaceship is like an arc of the story of the shift in consciousness. If someone were to find the Paradigm Shift Central website in like 100 years from now, they could look at it as almost like a documentation of how the shift in consciousness came to be. And if you look at the way the internet works now, everything's very kind of like in the moment, you know, like whatever showed up on the internet a week ago is like almost like it's hard to find. It's kind of lost. The story kind of gets like piled up on top of with, you know, other things come in, and what happened on Facebook a week ago is lost and forgotten, unfortunately. Whereas the Paradigm Shift Central website, what happened a year ago is still new. What happened a month ago is still new, and people can find this, and people can go back and kind of see this in a chronological sense. Okay. All right, I'm like 2 things into my list. Again, just a huge shout out to those of you tuning in. And again, I have a bit of a cold right now, but it's totally okay. You know, like I needed this because it's just kind of like a chance for me to rest, approach things differently. And whenever you have a cold, usually that means you're kind of like clearing out things so that you can kind of like level up your vibration, if you want to think about it that way. So the fact that I'm getting sick now is honestly just my body like getting ready for like the next big thing that's coming, which is very much coinciding with the big full moon coming up, which is going to be the blue moon, which I'll talk a little bit about later. So as I move through this, and thank you guys for being here and everything, some of the main objectives that we're moving into right now is creating the mobile app. So again, when I'm going through these objectives, like this is literally like my like to-do list in a sense over this week and over the coming weeks. Getting the Paradigm Shift mobile app up and running. So the Paradigm Shift mobile app has been something that I've been working on since early January, I guess. And the Paradigm Shift mobile app is something that we're gonna begin kind of sharing more in a public sense. It's kind of just been in beta stage right now, and there's more work that I have to do on it in terms of like fine touches and everything. But basically the Paradigm Shift mobile app is going to be a way for people to more easily navigate the website from a mobile device, as well as providing additional features and additional just ways to kind of like access some of the main communications in an interesting and exciting way to be able to browse a lot of the archive content. There's a lot of cool features within the mobile app that are just like not super upfront on the website, but sorry, I'm not explaining this as best as I can, but the mobile app will just allow us to develop better communication habits and just kind of like give us that additional tool. Plus, the main thing with the mobile app is that it has built-in internal notifications. And so one of the big problems with like the way Facebook works and the way notifications work is that if we have like new content that we want to send out, we'll put up a post on Facebook, but there's no way to guarantee that all of the shifters in the project will see that. Here within the mobile app, if there's a new Quest journal that goes online or a broadcast that's coming up, we'll send out a notification through the mobile app, and then people with the mobile app will get that notification, and as long as they're paying attention to the mobile app, 100% of the people who open the mobile app will see that notification. And so that's kind of been a big motivation for creating the mobile app, is basically to develop more sovereignty for the project beyond Facebook, and that's something that we're continuing to do. So part of my objectives: finishing the mobile app, getting it online, creating individual pages within the website with instructions about how to download and install the mobile app, because there's like a little bit of a process there. So I'm just going to go through this, guys, because there's a little bit of a list here, but if you guys have questions later, just please let me know. Other things that I have to do is reviewing and sharing Quest journals that have already been submitted. So right now, because I've been working on a lot of the back-end stuff, there's a bunch of Quest journals that are already been submitted over the past while that I haven't fully reviewed and put online yet. And part of the reason is because I'm just kind of like tailoring up the website, but once I get things in order, essentially the vision for Paradigm Shift that you'll see is that every day there will be new featured Quest journals coming up through the website. So people will be able to check their mobile app or go right to the website on their desktop, and they'll be able to open up the Quest journal tab, and they'll be able to see like new Quest journals that are coming online. And again, these Quest journals are created by people in the community. And so what I am working on is that there's a bunch of Quest journals that I have to review, and so it's just like tailoring and making sure that the formatting is correctly, but that's going to change a little bit in the future, and I'll explain that in a second. And then getting into the routine and the scheduling of having these Quest journals coming up on a regular basis for the community to be able to see, be inspired by, and then in turn submit their own Quest journals so that they too can receive, so that they too have the chance to be able to share their content with that global audience. And that's like, in a very simple sense, a very simple way of being able to summarize what Paradigm Shift Central is. You can think of it as a global platform for us to share together as a team, for us to be able to share our stories, to share our art, to get involved, to be a part of the conversation, to be a part of the ongoing story. And again, so part of the ways that we do that is through Quest journals and the ongoing broadcasts and everything. Another thing that's going to be coming up within the future is the implemented point system and reward system within the project, within the game. And so by people interacting on the website, this is actually going to gain them activity points. And then when people submit Quest journals, that's going to earn them shift points. And then these shift points are basically like an economy within the game, within the project, within the community, that people will be able to earn for their involvement, and also to be able to exchange for shift buttons in the future. And so as the Patreon continues to level up, the point system will become more activated, and people will be able to use the points that they've earned through the submission of Quest journals and activity on the website, and use those in exchange for shift buttons that we'll be able to send them further support. And the point system is activated right now. There's still more I have to do. I have to kind of like create like a little Excel sheet just to make sure that it's being kind of like displayed properly and everything like that. But that's going to be a really cool thing because, you know, I want people to be able to see the fact that like their engagement is like earning them like accumulated points, and again it creates this way for me to be able to say thank you for people who are being involved with this project and submitting in that way. So again, it's kind of cool to think that you can create like, you know, a good quest journal or a good conscious article, you can submit it to the website, that can earn you shift points, and then those shift points can be exchanged for shift buttons. So essentially, like, you're making you know, you're making value in your involvement with the project. And that's like a really cool thing because again, you know, like theoretically, like this is just theoretical. Like you could make a bunch of quest journals, and then from there you could get some shift buttons, and then from there, theoretically, you could always, the shift buttons are meant to be given away. And again, those are the buttons that we share through the team Patreon. They have the website on the project, and those are a big thing in itself. And you can also, like, if you wanted to, you could sell those by donation. So you could like get a bunch of shift buttons and you could sell those by donations. And if you were like selling the shift buttons for like $1 or $2 a piece, you could make like $60 or something like that. That's not like, that's just one way. That's just an idea. And so that's kind of like a cool thing, again, to be able to use shift buttons as like our internal sort of like form of like kind of, it's like kind of like a cryptocurrency. It's like a shifty currency kind of thing. So again, we're still working on this. Like none of this is like fully set in stone, but we're beginning to implement these new things. So I can already feel myself like getting lightheaded, so I apologize, guys. I'm just like, oh, this list is pretty long. So, but again, me going through this list is also a way to just be able to help me kind of like see what it is that I have to do. And yeah, there is a lot that I have to do, and again, you know, that's why I appreciate you guys' support, and it's not just me doing it. There's a lot of ways that you guys are able to help, though there is a lot that does, just because I have access to everything, it involves me doing it and stuff like that, but it's all good. You know, we've been doing this for a while, and you know, Universe has got our back, and yeah, it's all unfolding exactly as it needs to be. So another thing that's really cool is that there's been recent updates where now people are more easily able to submit quest journals through the main website from their mobile device. For those of you who might have tried submitting a quest journal from their mobile device onto Paradigm Shift Central previously, you might have noticed that it was like a little finicky, like the formatting wasn't the best. That's been updated, that's been fixed. So now like you can create a quest journal from your mobile device that will look exactly how it would look if you were to create it from your desktop. So that's really good, because that's like something that's going to be really huge, because you know, we want people to be able to do that, where they can like make a quest journal like on the fly. They don't have to go to their desktop to do it. And that's going to be huge, because that's going to help me with less editing time. Another thing related to the quest journals is that right now they're under the process of where we review them. And that's just because, you know, like sometimes, like again, the formatting can get mixed up, and we kind of want to like make them nice and presentable, and make minor changes where need be for content. In the future, I'm still kind of like deciding on this, but I'm thinking of possibly like removing the review features. That way, so like as people become more familiar with creating quest journals, when they submit a quest journal, it will go right online. Or at least the review process will be very short. Whereas right now, I know there's been quite a few quest journals that have not been published yet, and again, that's just, I take responsibility for that, because like that's something where, yeah, like I have to go through and manage that. I do, and I'm aware of this, the option of like having other people help with that review process. I've thought about this, and I want to be able to do this. I just have to make the decision on like who I want to be able to help with that, and I do have a couple people in mind. The only thing is that like in order to be able to give people access to review and edit submitted quest journals, it also means giving them access to the entire website, which is kind of like not that I wouldn't trust anyone who I would be inviting into that, but it creates the issue of like, what if they were to click something accidentally? Like, what if they were to click something and like go to a part and like accidentally remove something? So it's just like, you know, like I don't want them to have to accidentally even think about that. So I'm trying to see if there's like a better way to do that, because ideally that would be like awesome, is when people submit the quest journals, is that myself and maybe like 2 or 3 other people are reviewing them, and then they can get published. a lot quicker. So that's kind of, you know, a big part of this project is being able to delegate tasks, and that's something that, you know, I'm really passionate about. And again, like I want to be able to do more of that. A lot of it is just creating the foundation in the first place. So another really cool feature that's going to be coming out in the future, or actually it's already online now, it's just going to be like more presented in the future. Sorry, I know there's some like comments in here. I'm gonna answer more comments or some questions. I'm gonna answer more questions, more so by the end. So if you do have questions by the end, let me know. But I'll try and answer some on the fly. Chris is asking, what about a standard formatting? Chris, I think if that's like related to quest journals, I kind of understand what you're saying, but again, like the formatting for quest journals doesn't really need to be too complicated to begin with. The standard formatting for quest journals would just be like having an incisive, having a good title and having a picture included in your quest journal, and then having the quest journal be at least like 2 or 3 good paragraphs, if not longer. But again, if it's like a video, then, you know, it can be a video with like a small introduction. So people will get kind of familiar with the formatting, and different quest journals will have different formatting, and there's no one formatting, but, you know, we encourage people to be creative about it. So again, as the project evolves, expect to be able to see like an ongoing flow of quest journals. And again, you know, that's kind of been the really big goal for Paradigm Shift Central, is to create this central network where we're sharing our stories, we're sharing our documentation, and these quest journals are going to be inspiration for people to be able to be like, whoa, you know, like I can relate to that post, or like this person shared something like incredibly vulnerable, incredibly inspiring, like that inspires me, and then I want to practice creating a quest journal. And so again, like part of the big objective within this, and the reason why we're creating quest journals and everything, for those of you who are familiar, you know, like I consider myself like a neo-gonzo journalist for the shift in consciousness. Essentially, what we've created Paradigm Shift Central for is to be like a conscious media broadcast network, to be able to help other people develop their own skills as journalists as well. And like that's like a really powerful thing, because like as we're going through the shift, you know, it's great to be able to like go to a festival and have an awesome experience, but what we also want to encourage is like going to that festival, having an awesome experience, and then creating a quest journal afterwards to be able to share that with your friends. A lot of people right now, you know, they might do something where they would do that and then they would create like a post to Instagram, and then again, that's good, but then that post on Instagram is like gone within a week, you know, it just kind of gets like more posts come, and then like that post kind of gets lost. So we kind of want to make things that are going to have like more of a shelf life, if that makes sense. So, oh man, I'm like feeling congested right now. Excuse me, I just gotta clear some stuff. Excuse me. So another really big feature that I want to tell you guys about within Paradigm Shift is the shift market. So the shift market is exactly what it sounds like. It is a digital market for people within the Paradigm Shift community to be able to share some of the things that they are creating, or some of the services that they provide, to be able to promote themselves, and for other shifters to be able to like purchase some of their goods and contact them directly. Right now, the format of it is going to be very simple. It's pretty much just going to be like a blog posting type thing, which is basically all you need. So for example, like I already got like a test one up, and it's basically just me posting about some of the Auralite crystal wraps, and basically it's like a couple pictures, brief explanation, and then it just says like contact me if you're interested. And that's basically all it is. Like there doesn't really need to be like a buy now button embedded into that. That's not really necessary, especially if some content is going to kind of be like on a sliding scale, you know. So the shift market is a really cool thing, because again, you know, I know a lot of us are really into like the arts and crafts. A lot of us are creating really cool crystal wire wraps, or like orgonite, or they have art that they want to sell and everything. So the shift market is a place, and this is already active, but it's just kind of like implementing it in more so into the design, where people can submit their contents, their creations, and they can browse other shifters' creations, and they can be like, wow, you know, this is really cool, I want to be able to help support this. And the shift market kind of like builds itself as more of us continue to use it, and then we'll be helping promote it as well, and helping promote like specific you know, content that's being featured through the shift market as people submit it. So that's a really cool feature, and that's going to be really cool, because again, you know, we want to be able to create ways for people to be able to sustain themselves as well. A lot of the people who are shifters are also, you know, they're artists, they're entrepreneurs, such as myself. And so having that shift market where we can all come together and you know, like have like that virtual table where we can kind of lay out our goods and our crafts, that's a really powerful thing. And so stay tuned for that, because that's going to be coming soon. And again, it's already up and operational, and you'll be seeing it very soon. And again, I invite you guys to think about, what would you submit to the Shift Market, you know? And again, like, that can be physical items, or it could even be like, you know, a service such as long distance energy healing as well. And you can just write a little write up about like what you do and include your information. And then people who go to the Shift Market, they can browse through stuff and they'll come across yours and be like, hey, I resonate with this. Let me contact this person. So it's a very simple thing, but it's also very effective. So stay tuned for the Shift Market. Another thing, and I'm just going through my list here, related to current objectives, is managing the various teams within the Shift community and helping delegate tasks. For those of you who aren't familiar, there's multiple Paradigm Shift teams within the community project. Some of these teams that we currently have are the social media tactics team, dreams team, animations, conscious memes, conscious articles, mental health, mobile app team, music team, reality encyclopedia team, and video production team. So all of these different teams have like different skill sets that are kind of like related to them. So different people will kind of choose to get involved with different teams. So again, you know, like if you're someone who's really involved with wanting to be a part of the mental health team, then you can do that, you know, that you literally just, you choose like what teams you want to be involved with. And some people might not be involved with any teams, which is totally fine. You know, their focus is going to be kind of on what they are called to. So their focus might be just on, you know, like creating quest journals or getting involved with the broadcast. But other people are going to be, you know, more interested in like the social media team, and then they're going to want to help out with that. And so we have the communication for the team right now through the Discord server, as well as individual pages for each team within the website, and each team has its own forum. And again, managing those and delegating the tasks of those is something that is on the current objectives. And those have already been active for a while, but it's just, again, like kind of as things kind of get more active, you'll kind of be seeing more sync with those. So even though there's a lot to the Paradigm Shift community, it's quite simple in a lot of ways, and that's always been my objective, is that, you know, like it is something that should be very intuitive to be able to understand. So again, you know, like there's the bigger thing. It's a social media network to connect people. It's a conscious media broadcast network. It's also a game, in a sense that, you know, part of the game is to help accelerate the shift in consciousness and to develop and level up your own skills. And then within that, you got the different features such as the creation of quest journals, the Shift Market, the Shift teams, and that's kind of like the main thing. And then there's also like individual forums and stuff. But yeah, kind of making it not too complicated has always been a really important thing. So some of the other objectives is helping feature community videos and other content via the main website and on Facebook and other social media platforms. So again, you know, that's always been a really important part of this project, is that I want to be able to help you guys get your content heard. I want to be able to give you guys a platform to be able to share your voice and to be able to find inspiration through the practice of doing that. Because I feel that that's one thing that with the current way social media works, is that it can be really heart-wrenching and heartbreaking. You know, someone might pour themselves into a post, you know, they might create this really awesome post on Facebook, they'll post it, and then maybe like 10 people might like it, which is still good, but you know, like if that's it, then you know, they're just gonna kind of like get into this pattern where they're going to be like, you know, like, do I really want to keep doing this? Is the energy that I'm putting into this really yielding the results that I want to see? So what we're creating within the Paradigm Shift community is that when people are submitting content, we want to be able to ensure that their content is being seen by at least like 50 people or 100 people or 200 people, depending on the content that they're creating, and we'll help promote that. And so especially related to videos, so one of the things that you're going to be seeing through the Paradigm Shift Central Facebook page that we've done in the past, and again, it's just about organizing and making sure that we're doing it in the future, is helping feature various community videos. So within the Paradigm Shift Central website, there's already like there's like thousands of videos that we've been putting into a single list over the years, which is like on the main website already. And basically what we want to do is like help feature certain videos, either new ones or even ones that have been created from a while back, and post those through the Facebook page and then help use social media tactics to be able to share them. So whereas like a really cool YouTube video might maybe have like 50 views on someone's channel, we'll help feature that to the Facebook page, and we'll be able to potentially get it to like over 1,000 views or over 2,000 views or 5,000 views, and who knows, right? And so the Facebook page, which is facebook.com/ParadigmShiftCentral, is also a very important tool of this, because that's going to be like part of how we're being able to like get things out there in a lot of ways. So, and that also includes like the quest journals and the conscious articles. So when people submit quest journals, you'll also be seeing them promoted through the Facebook page. Francesco is asking, where do we see this? Francesco, if you check the links up in the top of this video, you'll see those. So ParadigmShiftCentral.com is the main website, so you can explore that as well, and just go to enter game. And I'm just going to share this on the Facebook page just in case there's more people who want to tune in. Again, I know a lot of people will watch this afterwards. I don't know how long this video has been so far, but that's okay. So thank you again for everyone tuning into this. Again, I know not everyone's going to watch this video. I know there's like a lot of stuff to this video, but this is also for myself to be able to just like practice verbalizing, because like as I'm explaining this, I'm like, okay, that's what I need to do, that's what I need to do. And again, it is important for me to be able to share with you guys just about like, you know, what's going on behind the scenes. And again, I'm going through some of the stuff and getting into again, the simple ways that you guys can help. I'll get right into this now because this is important. The ways that you guys can help is by being inspired by, and this is what I got written, by creating quest journals and conscious articles, by creating physical paradigm shift communities, by doing things such as free hugs and getting out there in your community and helping build your physical paradigm shift communities, or just by making connections with people in your community. And again, even by documenting that. So if you're like really inspired to go out there and do free hugs, one of the best ways is like, one of the options is like you do free hugs, take a couple pictures or maybe even a video, and then you can create a quest journal about that. And then other people will see that, and then they'll help them inspire to do free hugs, and it kind of creates this like ongoing perpetual momentum. Other ways that you can help support is by supporting on the Patreon, which I'll explain a little bit about later, but that's our way of creating ongoing support through the community, through ongoing micro donations by community members, and in return they get their shifter booster kits, which are the shift buttons and the free hug signs, and also the now included Light Guardian crystals, which come with the shifter booster kits, which is a pretty awesome thing. By making single donations, that's always good because there are some expenses, which I'll explain a little bit about as we go. By even sending messages to me and showing support. That's always something that, you know, may seem really simple, and that's actually something that means a lot, you know. I don't always get a chance to hear from everyone. I know there's a lot of people involved with this project who keep an eye on it. So if you've maybe come across it recently, or maybe you've been following me for like a decade, and you want to just like send a message and just be like, hey Brendan, I know you're really busy, but you know, like I really appreciate the energy that you put into this. Thank you so much. And anything else that you would want to share. That's really awesome. I love being able to hear about that. I love being able to know like who this project is reaching and just what it means to them, and then that in turn allows me to know like what I can keep doing and what I might need to change, and just, yeah, it really helps and it inspires me. Another way that you can help is by letting others know about the Paradigm Shift Central project. And again, you know, if you're a Paradigm Shift Team Patreon supporter and you have your shift buttons, such as, you know, like these are a couple of the shift buttons. Like these are super powerful tools, and they all have the Paradigm Shift Central website on them. So like one of the ways that you can help is by signing up for the Team Patreon, and then you get your shift buttons, and then each one of these shift buttons is a gift that you can give to someone in your community. And that's a powerful, powerful way to be able to help the project, because it shares the project with another person, and then that person gets the button, and then that button may go somewhere else. You know, they might share that button with someone else later down the road, and each one of the buttons is like a conversation starter. So that's always a cool one. It's like Alex pulling back the veil on the Matrix. So it's like that's a great conversation starter right there. You know, like what is that a metaphor for? What does that mean to you? And again, you know, like even like the sacred geometry on this, obviously a lot of us are familiar with that symbol, but for those of you who are giving it to a person as a gift, you know, they might be like, oh, what is that symbol? I've seen it before. And then you can explain to them and talk to them a little bit about what sacred geometry is, and then each button sparks a conversation. So creating conversations with people, letting them know about the project, sharing shift buttons with them if you have them, that's a great way to be able to help as well. Another way that you can help is by following Paradigm Shift Central on Facebook and engaging with the posts there. And again, that's at facebook.com/Paradigm Shift Central. And I'll just post the link for the Facebook as well if you're not already there. So those are some of the ways that you can help. I'm going to go back to my list of my current objectives. Oh man, excuse me guys, I can just feel like I have stuff coming up. Excuse me. So other things that you'll be seeing, going back to managing the Facebook and helping promote content through the Facebook, another thing that you'll see through the Facebook is also us sharing live videos that people do in the community. So like sometimes there's videos, you know, people will edit and stuff like that. Other times there will be people who are just doing live videos on Facebook, and usually when I see those pop up, I'll do my best to kind of make sure that I share those to Facebook, just so you know, some people can see those. Again, I realize the Facebook pages aren't like super effective, and that's like a big part of the issue with, you know, social media these days, but sharing it still does help it reach some people. And again, you know, it's just encouraging people when they know that, you know, they're doing a live video and then they see that it got shared through the Paradigm Shift Central page. That's a really cool thing, and it helps like more of us kind of get into that habit. And if you're doing a live video ahead of time, please feel free to let me know and just be like, hey Brendan, I'm going to be doing a live video later today, and it's going to be about, you know, like healing your chakras, or it's going to be about dream exploration. Can you share it? Can you help promote it? Let me know if you're going to do a live video about that, and I'll help promote it. And again, one thing that we're also moving towards is also being able to help promote people's live videos, not just through the Facebook page, but also through the Paradigm Shift mobile app. And that's like a really cool thing, where in the future we'll be able to schedule in other people into kind of like the collective schedule of sharing a single space for doing live broadcasts. So again, you know, like say someone's like, you let me know ahead of time, be like, hey Brendan, on Monday at 8 p.m. I'm going to be doing a live broadcast. Can you send out a notification for it? And you let me know, and then I synchronize with you, and then we promote it through the Paradigm Shift mobile app. And then again, anybody who's got the mobile app will be able to see that. They'll be able to click a couple buttons, and then that will tune them into your Facebook feed. So that's like just a really more effective way to be able to help get people synchronized and tuned into important live broadcasts that I know you guys are putting a lot of energy into. And that's a big part of this project. You know, I want to see us really, I don't want to see our energy just getting like sucked into the Facebook void. You know, I want to be able to see any energy that we're putting into the content that we're creating, that the videos that we're making, to be amplified. And then that in turn inspires the artists inside of us to continue creating and sharing. So another big thing related to objectives is the promotion of upcoming broadcasts and organizing future broadcasts. That's always a big thing. You guys are familiar with the fact that Paradigm Shift, we're oftentimes doing regular broadcasts once a week on Thursdays. And yeah, being able to just like create the ongoing promotion of that is part of the objectives. And there's work involved with that, obviously. And yeah, so again, just kind of like letting you guys know. So like whenever we have like a broadcast during the week, that means myself creating the graphics and creating the links and then promoting it, creating the events and creating the notifications. And so again, you know, that's just a little bit of work, but that's part of the project. Planning and organizing future broadcasts. That's like something that is just like ongoing and stuff, though there are some challenges related to that I'll get to in a little bit later, and those of you who were tuned in last week know what I'm talking about related to some just like technical issues. So organizing and creating a schedule for posting, that's going to be the thing that I'm working on right now, where I want to be able to have like a weekly schedule where people would know like when new quest journals are being featured and when new videos are going online, and maybe when certain live videos are being done. So that way, say at like 11:11 every day, a new quest journal gets posted and a notification gets sent out through the Paradigm Shift mobile app. So again, you know, kind of in the future, the idea is that anybody involved with the project would also have the mobile app. So rather than having to see the post through Facebook, they would get the post right through their mobile app. And it would be a post about, you know, like new quest journal by ... and then you would get the link right to it. And then again, that would also be so like, you know, every Monday, like I haven't fully decided on the schedule, but I want to be able to do that, create a routine where say like there's new community videos featured every Tuesday and Thursday, and new Quest journals every day, and then new Conscious articles, you know, like once a week or something like that. So creating the schedule is a really important thing when doing community stuff. So I want to be able to create that for you guys so that you guys can know that, you know, like at the end of the day, you can be like, oh, sweet, there's going to be a new Quest journal online soon, or oh, sweet, there's going to be a new video I can check. And it kind of creates like this like kind of anticipation and also excitement about like seeing not only your friends' content featured, but potentially even your own content featured, right? So it's kind of us collectively like sharing that platform. So that's like a really cool thing where, you know, like someone who puts a lot of heart into creating a video, I want them to feel excited about the fact that when their video gets posted, they know that like all the people in the community are like paying attention to that, and we'll see that and be like, sweet, you know, like Joey Jojo posted a new video, like let's show him some support, let's show him some love. And then that creates like this ongoing reciprocal inspiration throughout the community. Another part of the objectives of things that I want to be doing in the future is hosting regular live broadcasts, such as morning broadcasts, for example. So this is something that I've had an idea for a while, and again, there's just certain things that I have to kind of get in place first. But basically, it would be something where like in the morning, it would be kind of like a less than 20-minute broadcast of meditation and stretching and intention setting, just to kind of like connect with you guys and to just kind of like make something out of that, which would be really cool. Again, I'm still kind of brainstorming that. I guess it would be through Facebook, and then we would promote it through, again, we would kind of also promote it through the app at the same time. But yeah, just that idea of having morning broadcasts, maybe like, you know, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or something like that. I think that's just like a really cool idea, because I know a lot of us, sometimes, you know, it's mornings can be challenging, and I think when we just kind of take a moment to create like a little bit of sacred space in the morning, that can affect our entire day. So doing that broadcast would not only shift my day, but it would shift your day, and it would allow all of us to kind of like keep in tune and synchronize and inspired, and then the ripple of that is a really powerful idea. Other objectives are raising the team Patreon and managing funds and budgets related to the project, such as the cost of supplies, shipping, website costs, and food for myself, as well as personal expenses for myself as well. So again, the team Patreon is such an important part of this project, and that's kind of been like a huge success over the years. Is that, you know, for those of you who might have followed this project a few years ago, before Patreon existed, you'll remember that, you know, like here I was like putting like regular broadcasts, like doing the Paradigm Shift Radio, doing all this stuff. And then it was just like, it was always a thing where it's just like, you know, like, oh, it'd be really great if everyone who tuned in right now could donate $1. Like, that would be awesome. And so like that was kind of like something we were trying to deal with back in the day. Whereas now with the team Patreon, it's kind of like a similar thing where the Patreon is people who see the value in what the Paradigm Shift community is about. They see the vision of it. They see the work being put into it. They want to help support it. And then when you sign up to the team Patreon, which is linked up into the top of this, and I'll post it down below as well, that's where people can choose to donate a monthly micro donation of $3 to $5 as the asking price. People can donate more if they want. And then doing so supports the project, and it also gives them their Shifter Booster Kit. So again, when you sign up for the team Patreon, you get your Shifter Booster Kit, and the Shifter Booster Kit comes with Light Guardian Crystal, and it also comes with a bunch of shift buttons, which I've already showed you, and here's a couple other shift buttons. So like you would get like a bunch of shift buttons in your kit, and they would also come, and again, they got the main website on it, so that's, you know, you use your buttons to wear and share. Like, these are tools to help accelerate the shift. And you also get your laminated free hug signs. So those are laminated, so you can use those in the rain. They'll last you forever. And you carry the signs with you, and you use those to do free hugs and everything. And again, you know, like the whole free hugs thing and the shift buttons, like that's something that I've been doing for a while, and that's, again, me providing you guys a technique and a format that is tried and tested to be able to help accelerate the shift. And that's part of the bigger project within this, is to give you guys like the patterns and the tools to be able to know that all of us can make a difference, and every day you can go out there and connect with someone in your community, and whether you're doing it through free hugs or otherwise, is just a super powerful idea. But yeah, you know, like as a shifter, you guys have seen like lots and lots of videos that I've done where it's like me going out there and doing free hugs and giving out shift buttons. And the reason why I've created those videos is to show you guys like you can do this too. So when you sign up for the team Patreon, you get your shifter booster kit, which comes with your buttons. And then as a person who's signed up, once you get your first kit, when you want to get a refill on new buttons, you'll also get bonus amounts on future button orders. So when you sign up for the team Patreon, you get your first shifter booster kit, which is worth like over $100 with the value in it, and it also has the massage wands, the crystal massage wands as well. And again, these can kind of be used for like wand type stuff. They can even be used for like dowsing if you put a rope through the end of them. But they're of course meant for massage, and these are like really great for doing deep tissue massage, for helping just promote healthy living. And they're also meant to be used, you know, like even for like sensual purposes, kind of like tantric purposes if you're working with a partner. And like these can be really, really fun to be able to share and just carry with you. And again, like they're just like really effective for being able to help like move the fascia and just keep the energy body nice and intact and everything. So that's part of your shifter booster kit. And also you also get a crystal wire wrap, which again is just like a nice little thank you as well. And again, so the team Patreon is a super important part of this project, because it's basically my objective out of that was to be able to create a job for myself that didn't previously exist, you know? So it was just like doing the Paradigm Shift Central project for years and years. I was always like, this is obviously what I want to do. This is what I want to do as my career. How can I do it, right? Like that was the question. The team Patreon is essentially the answer to that. And the way how it works is, again, through monthly micro donations by people in the community. So thank you again to everyone on the team Patreon for contributing to support, and for everyone who's signing up for the team Patreon in the future. So again, the cost of the team Patreon goes towards the supplies for making the shifter booster kits. It goes to like the cost of the button material, the cost of the crystals, the cost of the clay used to create those, and used to create the Light Guardian crystals as well. And it also goes into the cost of the shipping as well. So there's a fair amount of cost that goes into creating all of the supplies for the team Patreon and stuff. But again, you know, when we're creating a model where we have these regular funds coming in, it's totally worth it. So essentially, you know, each shifter booster kit is an investment from my end, with shipping included, of, you know, like raw supplies. It costs maybe like, there's probably raw supply wise, like I guess maybe like $30 worth of raw supplies in each shifter booster kit. But again, you know, like those raw supplies increase in value once I put my time into making them into something. But again, if you're literally just saying the cost of like how much the clay is, the crystals and the buttons and the shipping and stuff like that, it's like, without the shipping it's like $30, and then with the shipping it's like another $10-15 as well. So each shifter booster kit is literally, you know, an expense on our end, but that's part of the model that we want to be able to do, because we want to be able to provide people with these tools in a way that's incredibly accessible for them, where they don't have to pay $100 to get a shifter booster kit. They can pay $3 or $5, sign up for the team Patreon, get their shifter booster kit, get involved, and then we cover the expenses, and then over time it balances itself out. But again, the Patreon is like a really radical model, but it's really effective at the same way. And again, the supplies, the funds for that go to the supplies, the shipping, and then also the website costs. So there's about like over $200, well over $200 worth of monthly costs for the website, for not just the website, but like the website, internet stuff related to the website, the different hosting platforms that we use for like the Blog Talk Radio, the different like Ning, Squarespace, the different widgets that we got in there. And again, so there's that. And yeah, and then from there, like the team Patreon is also helping me in my personal expenses. Again, you know, like using the income from it as I would if I was getting paid from a regular job, which basically it is at this point, is again, you know, helping me afford food that I need, and also personal expenses such as for rent, and you know, like any other social things that I like feel called to do, including my like money that I would spend going to the gymnastics gym, which is, you know, like $15 a session and stuff like that. So yeah, so I mean, you know, the team Patreon funds from that just help support my livelihood as an artist, while help continuing to build the project. And the objectives with the team Patreon right now, I'm getting about like around $1,000 a month, give or take, but the objective behind that is to keep building it, literally to the point where it's like 2,000, 3,000, and as it continues to build, those funds will continue to go into charity donations and also being able to go directly towards other shifters who are supporting people who are creating things through the community. So again, you know, like the Team Patreon is a really step-by-step process. But the objective is about the long term, right? So it's an investment in everything now, but we're creating something that's going to be there to support the community over the years to come. And that's a really powerful idea, because essentially Paradigm Shift, part of the way how I manage it is a lot like a production company. And that's really how you have to think of it, right? You have to think of it as like a company in terms of just like managing and stuff and everything. There's a lot to manage, right? But part of that company in the future is literally the ability to be able to hire other people on to be able to help assist with work. So, you know, if people who are helping on a regular basis, not only can we reward them with shift points, but I want to be able to be like, hey, you know, like, here's like $200 for that awesome amount of work that you put in, like, on this project that you helped do for the community project. Like, that's essentially what I want to be able to do, is continue to keep sharing this accumulation of funds to be able to help support other artists in the community. And again, you know, like, what happens literally, and this is possible, like, this is the objective, when the Team Patreon is at like $5,000 a month, you know, like I don't need that much money all to myself, obviously. So like, we can really start like playing with what we want to do with that. And so again, you know, like with the Team Patreon, like over the past year, like I'll show you how many crystals I've bought over the years. And so essentially this is a box like full of crystals that will all turn into shifter booster kits. So I'm not really even gonna like open this, but it's just like, this is just like a huge box of crystals. So you got like different spheres in there and different like quartz points. So like you can see, like there's like different quartz points there, and then different quartz spheres there. And so like I've been gathering these quartz pieces over the years, and I've spent like thousands of dollars on them, right? But essentially, like, every single one of those represents a new Patreon supporter. And that's kind of the idea, right? So like, yeah, like there's an expense, but the objective is the long-term objective, where we're continuing to bring in new Patreon supporters. And so, yeah, the Team Patreon is a big part of the objective. So another part related to that is creating the shifter booster kits for myself. So again, part of the challenge is that obviously with all of the people signing up for the Team Patreon, that means that, you know, I'm creating the shifter booster kits. So that means that like within 1 month, there's got to be a few days that I set aside just to focus on creating new shifter booster kits, and also creating the packaging and the mailing and stuff like that. And that does take time. That really does take time. And a big part of my objective is making sure that the kits are mailed out in a timely basis. Part of the challenge recently is that funding has been kind of in this like really tight spot where I spent like a lot of money on like the tools and stuff like that, in the supplies. And like even right now, like because it's the end of the month, like I'm sitting on about $100 right now in my bank account to last me to the end of the month. But right now, like I literally got still like about a dozen shifter booster kits that I'm still sitting on that I want to be able to send out. And the only reason I haven't sent that out yet is just because like I have to allocate the funds. Like it's like I've done that previous months where I spent like I spent a lot of money mailing out the shifter booster kits, and then I was like flat broke for the month. So like I'm trying to find that balance. And again, I'm not saying that's like entirely your responsibility and everything. Like that's my responsibility as well, and to also be able to make sure that I'm getting additional funds outside of Paradigm Shift as well. And you know, like that's through like selling some of the crystals, or like helping out with like some other like side jobs and stuff that I can do. And yeah, so with the shifter booster kits, each shifter booster kit right now, the shipping on each shifter booster kit, I may change this, but right now each shifter booster kit costs me about $16 Canadian, and that's because since I added the Light Guardian crystals into the shifter booster kits, it increased the weight cost, which went above 500 grams. And if it was below 500 grams, it would be $12 a kit. But because I was like, you know, like I want to put in what I promised to put in, it increased each kit to like $16 plus tax. So it's like $17 per shifter booster kit. And that's part of the reason why and again, this is me learning and everything like that. Some of the shifter booster kits haven't been sent out yet because it's just like the expenses are a little bit higher, but as things are really accumulating and everything like that won't be a problem and everything. So like as people are signing up for the team Patreon, once their donations go through, we'll be able to send out the shifter booster kits more rapidly. So for anybody who's like waiting on their shifter booster kit, all I can say is just like thank you for your patience, because that's like a huge part that makes this project possible. Is just like when people sign up for the Patreon, they have to understand that there's like this alchemical creation process where yes, you're signing up for the team Patreon, and then like we have to manifest things using time basically. So like that's essentially like, you know, again, like that's how we create the shift packages, is that we're taking the raw materials and then combining them with time and energy, we create them into the shifter booster kits. And so every person who signs up will get your shifter booster kit, and if it hasn't gotten to you yet, again, just thank you for your patience. But again, obviously part of the model that we're doing as a team Patreon continues to build is to be able to have those kits sent out as soon as possible. And so with the team Patreon, and again, this is just kind of back end stuff, for those of you who might have been paying attention to some of the numbers, part of the challenges with the team Patreon is the fact that, you know, the numbers will kind of fluctuate. We've sent out over 300 shifter booster kits since we started the team Patreon. Right now, there's about 240 people signed up for the team Patreon. So over the years, over the couple years that we've had this, if I'm doing my numbers correctly, there's been about and this kind of sounds like, I don't know, this may not be accurate, but there's been about like 50 people who have had to like cancel their team Patreon support. And again, like if people want to cancel their team Patreon support, like, or if they want to put it on hold, that's totally understandable. That's totally okay. Like that's just the nature of the model and everything like that, you know, like things will change for people, financial situations will change, or, you know, and again, like this is the nature of doing a project, you know, like some people might sign up and they might just be like, you know, like I changed my mind, or, you know, like I'm feeling called to something else, and that's okay, you know, like I just want to remind people that, you know, whatever choice they make is the right choice for them. So part of the design of the team Patreon is the fact that right now, like the funds, and this is just the model of it, again, this is just back end stuff. Right now, like we're getting about close to about $1,000 a month through the team Patreon. However, if all of the people signed up for the team Patreon, if all of the donations were going through, just as a kind of a model, a number to model around, but again, it's not realistic to expect all the donations will go through. But if all of the donations were going through for the team Patreon support, our total would be at above like 1,500. And so again, if it was above 1,500, there wouldn't be a problem with mailing out some of the shifter booster kits. It's literally just the fact that right now, like living off $1,000 a month it's pretty tight, right? But again, I'm not saying that's entirely dependent upon you. That's also a part of my responsibility in making sure that I have additional funds going in. But yeah, eventually as a team Patreon continues to build and as people reactivate their donations, those additional funds will make sure that things are getting sent out more timely, and of course that is my objective. And so again, if anybody's waiting on their shifter booster kit, just thank you for your patience. It is coming, and I'm going to be sending out a bunch more at the top of the month as the Patreon funds come in. So the Patreon funds come in at around the 5th of every month. So again, if you guys are like wanting to support this project and the bigger visions of it and the work that I put into it, you can sign up for the team Patreon, and that's a great way to be able to help support the project. And again, you get your Light Guardian crystals, and yeah, like these, I love these Light Guardian crystals. And again, like the fact that we're including the Light Guardian crystals into the shifter booster kits is a really big thing, because like these are like ancient totems that connect people with the bigger story. And again, for those who aren't familiar, like the Light Guardian crystals, you can use these in a lot of ways. Like I use these for dancing. Like I dance with the Light Guardian crystals. Like when I'm like dancing with them, I'm like spinning them and like activating portals and stuff like that, and like just holding them in my hand and everything. And you can also like use them for meditation. As you can see here, like I'm wearing this one, and they come in different colors. And another thing is that with the Light Guardian crystals, I've recently included a color changing LED into each package, so people can choose if they want to upgrade their own Light Guardian crystal from like a solid color to a multi light changing color as well. And that's like kind of been like this additional little like secret gift that I've kind of put into the shifter booster kits that I'll start promoting soon. So another objective within the Paradigm Shift Central project is, of course, promoting the team Patreon. So that's like me creating some of the promotion content to help invite new members to sign up. Ideally, the people who we want to sign up are people who are like already familiar with the project, right? So yeah, that's like, because sometimes like when you're promoting things like just like out on a whim, not that this is really a concern, but like I wouldn't like, if people are going to sign up for the project, it's going to be under the preconceived, like unwritten understanding that they are signing up for kind of like as long as they can, indefinitely, but understanding that it's not expected, and if they need to change their donations in any way, that they totally can, because that's the beauty of the collective model. So promoting the team Patreon is part of the objectives, and again, like that's part of my objective is to get it up to, you know, like well over 1,500, well over 2,000, and just keeping building it from there. And again, you know, the funds from that are also part of what I'm creating to be able to eventually like do traveling and stuff like that. Like I want to be able to travel and like visit places where you guys are, and to be able to document things and experience and create like paradigm shift communities, and to do like free hugs events on the street and create like a awesome documentary, and to do live broadcasts. And so like if we have the team Patreon where we're getting like $2,000 a month, that is totally possible where we can do that. And again, that's kind of something that I'm working towards, and it's possible that I'd like to be able to possibly do some traveling in August. So and I'm not doing any traveling in April this year to go to Lucidity Festival, which is actually the next thing on my list. So some of the next things, and again, I don't know how long this video is right now. I feel like it's like well over an hour. But again, thank you everyone for tuning into this. Just sending you guys like so much love, so much good vibes. Again, you know, this video is for those of you who might be interested in just like knowing what I'm up to, but also just a chance for us to be able to connect. So if you're watching this video, please feel free to just like send some love in the comments, and you guys can connect through this video. And I'll just ask you guys in the chat, you know, what's your, like, I was gonna say like, what's your favorite part about Paradigm Shift, but more so like, you know, like, why is Paradigm Shift important to you? And a lot of the people involved with Paradigm Shift, you know, you guys have been seeing me do this like for years, right? Like you guys know that I'm like pretty committed to this, and that's kind of like, I want you to see that, because I want you to feel that for yourself about, you know, reflecting, what are you committed to? And that's the beauty about the shift in consciousness, is that there's always that ongoing objective. Like the shift in consciousness is something that is always going to be there, that is calling us into service. And again, you know, we do that in the little ways, we do that in the big ways. So this is all about, you know, collective inspiration. And so again, you know, part of my objective within the Paradigm Shift, like this isn't written down, this is obviously just like stating the obvious because it's kind of like meta, is for me to continue to develop my abilities as a leader, and for me to constantly question, what does it mean to be a good leader? You know, like how can I show up better for the community? How can I be that beacon of inspiration that will bring people together? And a big part about being a leader is helping people activate the leader within themselves. And for those of you who've been familiar with the project, you guys know that that's like a big part of it, and that's why, you know, we want to encourage people to get out there and to create their own media, and to do free hugs, and to create their physical paradigm shift communities. You know, like I'm just the voice of yourself talking to you in the form of Brendan, reminding you of what you're already capable of, and reminding all of us that we all have the potential to be a portal, to bring people together, and to evoke synchronicity, and to inspire each other. Like I just want to give a quick shout out to like Hector, you know, just as an example. Like this isn't, I'm not trying to like single anyone out, but literally just as an example, because there's a lot of awesome people in this chat. Hector, as an example, is one of the admins for Paradigm Shift Reno, Nevada. So again, you know, like he's been involved with the project for quite a few years. He's started a Paradigm Shift community. He's been helping host like regular Paradigm Shift community meetings, as well as a whole bunch of other stuff in his community. And through there, you know, like those meetings have helped inspire other people. And that's like an awesome thing, right? And then those people kind of ripple that inspiration. And that's like kind of the idea, right? Is that like here at Paradigm Shift Central, like literally thinking of it as Paradigm Shift Central, what does that mean? You know, even as a concept, it's like literally like a pulse that like ripples out, and then it like hits like other pulses, and then those ripple out, and then that's where the collective inspiration continues to build. Again, sorry, I got like I'm going through this cold thing. Okay, so part of my objectives of what and again, you can start to understand like how busy my week is when I have all these things to do on a regular basis, but it's all totally possible. It's all totally manageable. Like it's all good. So part of what I also have to do, part of my objectives, are getting caught up on videos I have yet to finish. So that's been a challenge with doing Paradigm Shift, is that with building the website and managing all the back end stuff, unfortunately, it means that there's been times where like I've had like videos where like I've had to like put them aside, and then sometimes I might not even get back to finishing them. And believe me, like there are, and it hurts me to like even think about, but like this is part of my path, this is part of my lesson. There are a lot of videos that I have filmed that have not made it online, and I'd like to still be able to go back to a lot of those videos to be able to share them, because again, you know, like everything is timeless, everything is new. So if there's a video that I filmed like 2 years ago, I could upload it, and once we got like the system going and the promotion proper, I could upload it and it will still be brand new. Like there's free hugs videos that I have from literally years ago that I have yet to finish doing. And again, it takes time to be able to make a good video, but those of you who are familiar with my video editing skills, I think you guys would appreciate, you know, the energy that goes into them, because of seeing how they turn out. You know, I'd like to think that like my video editing skills are a really important gift that I have to share. So I want to be able to help do more of that. So yeah, like going back and editing a bunch of videos is something that I want to be able to do. Specifically, some of the videos that are on the top of that to-do list is to film my review for The Last Jedi. So obviously a lot of you, many of you could very well, you know, just be thinking or be like, wasn't Brendan gonna do a review on The Last Jedi? Like, wasn't that, like, shouldn't that have come out like a month ago or something? And yes, you're right. In theory, it should have come out a month ago. Part of the reason why it didn't is like after I saw Star Wars, like I was like, I got like a lot of notes on it, and I got like all the format for my video. I just haven't filmed it yet. But part of the reason that I didn't film it is because like around that time I was kind of going through like some of my own darkness and stuff, and I just wasn't in the right heart space to be able to make that video. And then so I just kind of put it aside, and then I started getting involved with the creation of the mobile app. And now that I've kind of like gotten to the point where I'm completing that amount of work, I'm opening up the space for me to get back into finishing up some of the videos, such as the Last Jedi review. So but again, I'm sure it'll all be perfect timing, and I really want to be able to make that video like good, you know, like I want to be able to do it in the way that I have it envisioned, and that's gonna be really awesome. So stay tuned for that. If all goes to plan, I'm gonna film it this week. That's my plan, and then like that could be online like early next week, like if all goes to plan. So there's other Gonzo journalism videos. There's videos that I've done from like California, from like even a couple years ago that I want to be able to share with you guys. Believe me, there's so many videos that I want to be able to share, and there's already like 700 videos on my YouTube channel, right? So specifically the Journey to Lucidity movies, those are a really big thing as well. So a lot of you have seen the first and second Journey to Lucidity movie online. The third one, it's like 60% done, and again, it's the reason why that movie hasn't come online yet is because part of being able to do it is me managing the balancing of working on the other parts required for the Paradigm Shift Central project and still finding time to work on the Journey to Lucidity movies. But as I kind of get things moving and stuff like that, it's my intention to have that open up to be able to finish those movies. So there's literally the third movie, which is 60% done, and then the fourth movie and the fifth movie that have already been filmed. Like those were filmed last year and the year previous, and then I literally still have to edit those. But again, like those will take however long they take, but I'd really like to get them out this year. And I'm not going to Lucidity Festival this year. For those of you who might have been curious, you know, like that's the festival in California that I would go to in every April, and like if I were to go there, you know, I'd be going there to like make like Journey to Lucidity 6, but it was never my intention to do a 6th one. It was always kind of meant to be 5, and part of that was because like the Lucidity Festival like created this story arc that ended the year that I did the 5th year. So it was kind of under this preconceived expectation that there wasn't going to be a Lucidity after we filmed the 5th one. And then this year they announced that they're actually continuing to do Lucidity, which is awesome. So my objective is that I do want to go back to Lucidity Festival. Maybe there will be a Lucidity movie 6, a Journey to Lucidity 6, but I'm not going to be going back until I complete the first 5 movies. So the next Journey to Lucidity movie could still happen, like the 6th one, but yeah, I don't really fully know yet. To be honest, like it's just my objective is to like finish the 5 that I got, and then once I finish those, if it aligns with me to go back to Lucidity, then I'm open to it. But at this point, for me to go to Lucidity this year just doesn't make sense for multiple reasons. A big part of it is financial as well. Last year's like Lucidity movie, like it costs money to make those, right? Like it costs like money with the travel and the expenses and the room and board and just like all the tech stuff and everything. So this year, like I literally just, I wouldn't be able to spend money on that again. Like even if I wanted to go to Lucidity this year, like I wouldn't be able to do it. Like last year, like I took out like a loan to be able to do that, and so like I still have like like again, like believe me guys, like like I'm in debt. Like I think we're all in debt basically, but like my credit card is like basically maxed out at $14,000, and I have like a credit loan of like $10,000 that I've spent. And again, like all of that has been building Paradigm Shift, and I'm not like in a rush to pay those off. I'm more so just like about getting like the regular, building the team Patreon to get that ongoing like regular monthly income, and then I'll pay those off. You know, if I pay those off in like 10 years from now, like that's fine, right? Like I'm not trying to pay those off right away, but like, yeah, thank goodness for bank loans, because that helped create Paradigm, like that helped create Paradigm Shift, and it helped like get us to where we are now. But at this point, like there's no more bank loans. Like I can't get any more bank loans at this point. I might be able to increase my credit card in the next few months, but I don't know. But yeah, so again, just like the back end stuff, right? So other things that I want to do is make like brand new videos. I want to be able to just like literally, I've got like a list of videos, kind of like very simple question videos that I want to be able to make for you guys. I want to make a video talking to you guys about my UFO experience as an example. That's like something that I really want to be able to do. I want to make videos related to like physical fitness training, like Jedi training type stuff. That's really important. Okay, so going through this list, we're almost done here. So again, thank you everyone for watching this. I'm tired now. Like I didn't even eat breakfast yet. Like I've just got like my orange juice so far. Other things that are part of my objectives that I want to be able to do, getting back out there and doing more free hugs and Mystic Spider-Man stuff and helping lead by example. I haven't done free hugs out on the street. The last time I did them was as Mystic Spider-Man on Halloween. So like it's literally been like over a couple months since I've literally like gone out there and done free hugs in the way how I would normally do free hugs. And part of the reason is just kind of like going through my own personal things and everything like that, and also just kind of, I want to be able to like hand out the shift buttons when the website is like primed and it's almost at that point. So like I'm getting ready to get out there and start doing free hugs again, and the weather's starting to get better again and stuff, and I really wanted to go out there and do more Mystic Spider-Man stuff. And the Mystic Spider-Man stuff, like that's always been like really exciting. And yeah, if you guys didn't see, there's a Mystic Spider-Man video from like Halloween that I did, which is this, I'm really happy about that video. That video did not get seen by a lot of people, unfortunately, and I think that was probably just because it was like a video about Halloween that I was trying to promote in November, and so like some people were just like, eh. But the Mystic Spider-Man, there's still like, there's 3 or 4 other Mystic Spider-Man videos that I have not finished editing yet. So again, just going back to the idea, there's so much content that I have to share with you guys, and again, that's why I want to be able to like get all the back end stuff for the main website up in order, so that it can kind of become like functioning almost like autonomously, and then I can spend more time doing the video editing and everything. So that's stuff that I want to be able to do. This is kind of just like personal objectives within like my own personal life. There's a place that I found recently that's like an obstacle course training facility. And I'm really excited that I found this place, because I want to be able to do some filming there. And also, I feel there's a very good potential for me to get like an additional job there. So like that would be really ideal for me, because basically so this place is like kind of like a gymnastics place that's an obstacle training course, and you can do parkour there, and there's like mats, and there's a climbing wall, and lots of really cool stuff. And I like just found it like last week. If I can get a job there, like that's really kind of paving the way towards like potentially me even beginning to like run my own courses there, and to literally provide like Jedi training as like a course. Like that is like something that I really want to be able to do, is to be able to have, you know, like do Jedi training like literally for, you know, like younger kids, like kids who are, you know, like 14, 13 years, whatever age, you know, but like and even older and stuff too. But like that's kind of the demographic of the people who come to the obstacle course. Like it's a lot of young kids and stuff too, right? But being able to do get a job there is something that is possible. So like I already talked to them about it. They're like, yeah, you know, like submit a resume and stuff. And it was really funny because like I was like, when I was there the first week, all of the instructors were wearing black, and I was coincidentally also wearing black. So like so like one of the moms like comes up to me and she's like, do you work here? And I'm like, no, but I understand that it probably looks like I do work here. But then like even when it was like free time and we were all just like going about and training and stuff like that, like I was just naturally just like helping kids out and just like making friends with them and talking to them and giving them tips and stuff like that, without like overstepping any boundaries related to like not actually being a staff member there, but literally, you know, just being like a friend, being a human and helping kids out and stuff. And yeah, and it was really cool. But I really see the possibility of me getting a job there and you know, running some, helping out and helping train like Jedi there, as, you know, like maybe something that I'll do like once a week or something on Saturdays and stuff. But yeah, so that's just kind of something that's like happening like as part of my objective in a possible future. So that's like been really cool. So, you know, like I've been really fortunate to like have the jobs that I've had. And, you know, again, like the jobs that I've had has been like being like a superhero for kids' birthday parties. For those of you who weren't familiar, like there's like a couple years where I was doing that, where, you know, like kids would have birthday parties and I would show up dressed up as Spider-Man or Superman or like a Power Ranger, or sometimes like one of those big suits of like one of those cartoon characters, whatever it was. And that kind of like paved the way towards me doing the Mystic Spider-Man stuff, right? Because I already had like the familiarity and the training, and it was just something very natural. It was just like, all right, let's take this concept out into the street and combine it with free hugs and film a video about it. And that's basically what I've been doing, right? So yeah, so again, having that job and then like the potential of like getting a job at this obstacle training course and potentially doing Jedi training for kids, that would be awesome. Like I could totally see that being like a thing, because that would just be like super cool. Other objectives that I have, spending social time with friends, that's really important. Organizing and planning the future schedule for broadcasts, that's really important. Deciding on the possibility of something to do for the full moon. You guys who are familiar with the project know that on a lot of full moons in the past, we've done the guided story meditations. I want to be able to do more of those, and I know the next full moon is coming up on the 31st. I don't know if it will do one for this full moon. It's hard for me to say, because those story meditations, those take a lot of work. Like they're literally like writing like a screenplay. Like, you know, it's like doing like an on-stage production. So those take a lot of effort. So like if I'm planning for those, like I have to kind of like set time aside and stuff, and so that's coming up pretty soon. But I don't know if we'll do one for this full moon. I just don't know yet. But if it's not this full moon, it'll definitely be soon. But again, if those of you who haven't checked, there's some really awesome story meditations that we've got online from previous full moon story meditations. Yeah, and it's also going to be an eclipse. So like I know this full moon is going to be a really cool full moon, and it's also the blue moon. So I want to be able to do something for the full moon, blue moon. I just got to organize stuff a lot first. So stay tuned for that and send good vibes. And then of course other things happening in all of this. So again, you know, everything that I've mentioned is one thing. Outside of all the digital paradigm shift stuff, a lot of you guys, like, you know, this is almost like something that like just kind of goes like unnoticed sometimes. I'm also organizing the weekly physical paradigm shift meetups for my community. So, you know, like on a weekly basis, running paradigm shift, you know, all the online stuff, promoting things, building back-end stuff, creating videos, hosting the live broadcasts that we do regularly on Thursday evenings. And then Friday evenings, I literally host another meetup for my physical community. So like I'm hosting at least 2 things twice a week, and those meetups are very powerful, and they're about creating space, and I want to be able to begin doing different types of meetups within my local paradigm shift community, where they might be something more like a guided meditation at a different venue, like sound healing, and also potentially ecstatic dance. So imagine like me doing a guided meditation with people, singing bowls and stuff, and then that turns into an ecstatic dance event, and then ends with like a group discussion and meditation again. And I think that would be really powerful, and I want and there's a place that I have in mind to be able to do that. So that's something that I feel really called to do, is just like, and again, that's about me also like stepping into more of my abilities as a leader within my community, and helping set examples for other people to be like, yeah, like Brendan's doing it, I can do it too, type thing. So we're all doing it. So yeah, organizing physical paradigm shift meetups and events, that's the other part of my objectives. So that's my list of all the current objectives. Right now, the only thing left I have on my note are the current problems and challenges. Excuse me, I just gotta clear my face again. 1 second. So some of the problems and challenges right now that we're facing within the paradigm shift work and stuff like that, is the fact that my computer, which like I'm looking at right now, is an older operating system, and it isn't compatible with software known as the Open Broadcast Software, OBS. And that software has the potential to radically change the abilities for how we do live broadcasts. And it's something that I really, 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 really want to be able to use, but I am not able to until I get a new computer, until I get a new laptop. So, and also, like, if some of you who were tuned in last week, you know that we are also having issues with Google Hangout working. I'm gonna see if I can get that resolved. I'm gonna see if I can get a workaround for that. I'm pretty sure that can be fixed without me having to update my entire laptop, but that is a challenge right now, is the fact that the Google Hangout broadcasts are not working properly. But it's not an isolated incident just to me. Like, I was posting in the forums and stuff, and there's other people who are having the same problem. So it's something that Google changed on their end that's like causing this issue for other people. So there's a possibility that could be resolved, and if that's the case, broadcast will be able to continue as normal. But yeah, being able to get a new laptop is something that I want to be able to do. That way, so I'll have it for when I'm traveling and I'm doing like the Paradigm Shift tour, and also to be able to create like more awesome broadcasts type formats for people. And that will be things where we could, for example, we could have the broadcast happening on YouTube and then stream it through Facebook so that it reaches a wider audience. We can do like multiple live feeds happening through Facebook. We can do like scheduled broadcasting through Facebook Live. Lots of really cool things. Another problem that I have right now, and this is again related to the fact that I need a new Mac laptop, is my iPhone is full on space, and because of that, there's like certain abilities that I can't really do anymore, like being able to like film things with my iPhone, and being able to like like that was like a big thing that I was doing for a while, where I was like filming videos with my iPhone and then I would like upload it to YouTube. I can't do that right now. Like, my iPhone works for like live stuff, but I can't do it because like I used to be able to plug my iPhone into my computer and to like copy things over to clear up space, but now because of the fact that my iPhone software got updated, it's not compatible with my computer. So again, if I get a new computer, then I can copy things off of my iPhone and clear up space, and my iPhone can become like a valuable tool again for me. Right now, I can only take like a few pictures and stuff because I don't want to delete all my content on it. Like, I want to copy it because there's a lot of stuff on there that I still want. I don't want to just like delete everything on my phone. And I know people like there's like the cloud option, but that's not really like what I want to use as well. So I got to find a way of how to like clear stuff up on my phone so that I can use my phone properly for filming videos and doing more broadcasts that way. So that's another challenge. And another challenge that I got is getting caught up on shipping things out, and that's like something that I've kind of talked about earlier. And again, I've got in the other room, I've got like they're already packaged. They already got the envelopes. They already got the names and the addresses on them. And there's like, again, there's about a dozen shifter booster kits. There's more than that are ready to go out, and there's some new ones that I have to finish packing up. And again, like that's just that's something that we kind of already talked about earlier, but those are getting out. And just thank you again, everyone, for your patience on that. But yeah, like with the shifter booster kits and everything like that, like really honoring the energy exchange is something that I just want to remind you guys that is very important to me. So, if there's ever any issue that you guys have like related to like shipping or related to, like something that you want to communicate to me related to like getting content through like purchasing things from me or anything like that, please let me know. Because honestly, like I want to be able to make sure that anytime like somebody who's like ordered anything from me, make sure that they get it. And again, I apologize if sometimes I don't get it to you right away. But again, like anytime if it does take like a friendly reminder for me, because again, you know, sometimes I forget things. Unfortunately, I'm getting better at it. And that's just related to the managing of all the information. But a friendly reminder is always greatly appreciated. And honestly, that's related to shipping, but that's related to anything. You know, I'd really just want to like acknowledge the fact that like your guys' feedback is super important for me, because like I need yeah, I mean, need's the right word. I need you guys to help keep me accountable. And I mean, like, there's a lot of accountability that I check in with myself, but you guys helping me keep myself accountable is really important too. And not to say that I'm not accountable, but there are some times where like sometimes I'll make mistakes, or sometimes I'll like forget to do something, or sometimes I'll like accidentally like send something to the wrong address. Like that's happened, unfortunately. But again, like I'm learning all from that. You know, every time I do that, obviously it's embarrassing for me, so I'm just like, okay, let's make sure I don't do that again, right? But you know, related to anything in the project, as a leader, and I would expect this, you know, if there was another person who was another leader, I would expect them to say the same thing to me. But you guys helping keep me accountable is really important. And that's accountable to my commitment, to my word, to my promises. And again, just like providing any sort of feedback and helping be a part of the co-creation process is something that I just want to acknowledge is really important for myself and for the community. And I really just value any sort of communication and feedback that we can share between each other as we continue to evolve this project. So this project really is like this like co-creative experience, and that's what I want to keep like going back to, is that, you know, this is like a virtual kingdom. This is like a metaphysical kingdom that we are building together, and each of us are kind of bringing in our own unique skill sets and talents and contributions to it. And I really want to be able to help people like feel inspired through it, and help them like be seen, and help them want to keep creating and contributing. So thank you again to everyone. So again, you know, just finishing off this, the ways that you can help, and I listed this earlier: by being inspired, by creating quest journals and conscious articles, by creating physical paradigm shift communities, by being involved with the paradigm shift teams and the various objectives there, by engaging in discussion through the website, by getting the Paradigm Shift mobile app, which I'll be posting about soon as we make it more public, by supporting on the team Patreon, by making single donations. If you want to make any single donations, please feel free to let me know. And again, like those will either help with shipping, or they'll help me save up to get that laptop eventually so that we can get the new broadcast software. By sending, or, you know, maybe it's just because, you know, you just really want to help support the project and you just appreciate what we're doing, and you've listened to thousands of hours of content, and you're just like, yeah, you know, like here's some love, like have some. And again, like that's a big part of the project, is making sure that everything is like accessible and free for everyone. You know, that's a really important thing, is that when somebody gets a shift button out on the street because you give it to them while doing free hugs, they can go to the website and they can listen to the hundreds of archived episodes and the movies and the videos, and it's all free. It's all accessible. It's right there for them to get involved with. So as a game, you know, this is a free-to-play game with in-game purchases, if you want to think about it that way. And the in-game purchases are upgrading, you know, upgrading to the Patreon and getting your support that way, and also purchasing like anything else related to like single purchases. And there's a cool thing I'm going to show you guys in a second. If you stand by for like the next minute, I'm going to show you something. It's like a new quest item that I haven't even, like, it's not even released yet, but I'll show it to you guys in a second. By sending messages and showing support, and by letting others know about the project, and by following Paradigm Shift Central on the Facebook page, and by engaging with posts. So again, those are all some of the very simple ways of how to be able to help assist with this project. And again, the most important way is to keep working on yourself. You know, like that's kind of the beauty of the Paradigm Shift Central project. Like I'm not expecting everyone to like always be like right there every time. The way how it works is that shifters are expected to go where they're called to. And so as a team, you know, it's a beautiful thing when we can have like an online team meeting, and then someone in that meeting, like we might not hear from them for like a couple months, maybe even like half a year, maybe a year. And then they'll come back and they'll be like, hey, you know, like I'm happy to see you guys are still doing this. Here's what I've been up to. Like, you know, and like, yeah, I am still a part of this. And so again, you know, the Paradigm Shift Central project, there's no obligation. It's an invitation for you to be as involved as you choose to be. and yeah, just for you to like show up how you wish to, and for you to continue to think about the ways that you're constantly like evolving your character, and really think about that from the gamification perspective of like developing these new skills and leveling up your abilities as like an empath, as a telepathic, as like being able to be a conscious media creator, as being a community leader. Like all of these things are ways that you can level up within the game. And again, you know, this goes back to the bigger story of the resurgence of the Light Guardians, and that's essentially like what we are creating this project for, what I have been called to create this project for. Like, this project is literally to create a spaceship, a vehicle, a way to be able to help assist with the resurgence of the modern day Light Guardians, of the Jedis. And again, the Light Guardians are those of us who are in alignment with that purpose, to be able to help assist with the shift in consciousness, to be able to help assist humanity, to be a part of this like bigger story. And again, waking up within the dream, to become better dreamers within the dream. And that's a very powerful idea. So again, you know, that's my purpose. And simply by me living my purpose and being transparent about it, and by being real and being raw, I invite all of us to do so as well. And knowing that in being seen by others, it continues to ignite the flame. So let me share with you something really powerful as we just kind of conclude this broadcast. And you can almost think of this as kind of like a little meditation. And then if there's any questions, I'll take some questions in the next minute. And then I'll show you that item that I'm talking about. It's a really cool item. And honestly, if people like want to purchase this item, it's going to be available. Like, it's a limited item, but I want to be able to share it because it's really cool. And shout out to, I'm getting some people commenting and stuff like that. I'm not seeing all the comments. I'm seeing some of the comments in the Facebook chat, but I'm just getting a comment. Shout out to Judy. I'm just getting a comment from her on Facebook, and she's just saying your transparency is great. Thank you, Judy, and shout out to her, because Judy has been one of the people, as many of you have, who have been following my journey for quite a few years now. You know, Judy has known me from back in 2012, you know, like, and that was like when we did the first 3 Days of Light movie and stuff like that. And yeah, Judy has just been one of many people who've just been a great support of the project, and she's been shifting consciousness in a lot of ways on her end as well. And see, again, like, there's so much happening that's not even documented, but it is happening. And so let's like see what happens when we can document some of that as well. So and I just want to read a comment here from Dylan. Dylan's just saying, paradigm shift is a great way to ground myself and to touch base when feeling a little depleted, and just to reconnect and charge up and to make change. Dylan, thank you. That's totally like what paradigm shift is meant to be as. You know, when we do the live broadcast, we really think of it as creating that sacred space so that we can come together, so that we can not only inspire but also heal as need be, and to refuel, to kind of like nurture each other. You know, through the Paradigm Shift Central Project, you can almost think of it as like, in the same way you would eat a meal, you're like taking in the nutrients and the value of that, and it's sustaining you and it's fulfilling you. You can receive that same type of fulfillment through connection, through storytelling, through inspiration, through shared vision. Shared vision is like the most empowering thing that we can share in a lot of ways. You know, when we realize that we're not alone, when in the strife and the chaos of this crazy dream, it's really easy to get pulled into apathetic motions and habits. But when we remember that, you know, like, there's a team of us. There's us who see through, you know, beyond the illusion and into the higher planes, and see the bigger story, and that helps remind us. And so this actually ties in with what I want to share with you. This is a really, really powerful thing that I want to be able to share with you, because on Friday, in my community, I went to an ecstatic dance event that happens once a month, and the people who run it, we're friends with them, and people who come out to it, there's multiple people who are involved with the Paradigm Shift community who come out to it as well. And so ecstatic dance is like dancing with like music that kind of cascades, and there's no talking, and it's really beautiful, and the lights are kind of dimmed. After the dance ends, we all get in a circle, and this is what happened on Friday, and we take a moment to talk and to kind of share. When we were doing this last time, what we did is we had a candle in the middle, like a big candle, and then around the candle we had a bunch of tea light candles. So there were about, like, you know, like 20 tea light candles around this big candle. Oh, I almost need to just blow my nose. Sorry, I just gotta blow my nose before I get into this story. I just don't want to be interrupted. But 1 second, thank you. Kleenex on my nose? No, I'm good. Okay, thanks. You guys would let me know if I have any Kleenex on my mustache or anything. Okay. So, there's a really powerful moment in here, and it's kind of like this like a visual metaphor, and I want you guys to almost think about this as a meditation. So, if you want to close your eyes, you can kind of close your eyes and visualize this with me. But imagine yourself sitting in a circle. The lights are nice and dim. You're surrounded by about 20 people. You've just spent the last couple hours dancing together, and you feel really loose, really open, very just connected to your heart. Each person has gone around talking in this circle, and they have said something about what it meant to them, why it's important to them. I was the last person to talk as it went around the circle. In the middle of the circle, there was a big candle lit with a flame. There were a bunch of tea light candles around that candle. Those tea light candles were also lit. Prior to talking, each of us went in and we lit the tea light candles from the big candle. So we kind of reached forward and just kind of put the wick into the big candle, put the tea light down. So now there's one big candle in the middle surrounded by about 20 lit individual candles. And as I was sitting there, I was just reflecting on just how beautiful of a metaphor that was to be looking at those candles. And what I said to the group was something along the lines of just acknowledging that as we see those candles, we see that each one of those candles is clearly and obviously its own unique candle. And yet, when we look at the flame on each one of those candles, we can clearly see that each of those flames is undeniably the same flame. And so that in itself is a reminder and a metaphor for us, for who we are as spirit. So we are all those each unique individual candles, and yet the flame that we carry, though each one of us carries it uniquely, is undeniably the same flame. It is the same fire. It is the same spark. And so when I was talking about this in this meditation near the end of the ecstatic dance, and I was just sharing this, it literally brought me to tears. Like, I literally began crying as I was telling people this, because my heart was so open. And that's usually, I have found that, and maybe other people notice this too, and I invite you to notice this if you've never experienced it. Oftentimes I find that I will cry when I'm speaking the truth. And so in that moment, it was just like so deeply truthful for myself. And my heart was so open that I literally began to just like a few tears, you know, like I literally was able to cry. And it was also reflecting just on the fact that the dance that we were sharing in that moment was such an ancient thing. It is like the oldest thing that we knew beyond this lifetime into other lifetimes. The dance around the fireplace is something all of us had done thousands and thousands of times before. And so when we bring ourselves back to it, we bring ourselves back to this ancient connection and remembrance of the self. And as we saw the candle sitting in the middle and we saw all the flames, I was reminded of the fact that we too are the elements. And so as I was saying to people, like, I invite you to remember that we are the elements, the fire, the water, the earth, and the wind. And I invite you to dance like those elements, to dance like the fire, to dance like the water, to dance like the wind, to dance like the earth, and just thinking about what that means. And so in that moment, it was just me just really expressing gratitude. But again, going back to that idea of just thinking about that, visualize that in your mind as a metaphor. The idea of seeing one candle, a big candle in the middle, 20 candles around it, each one lit. How obvious it is that each candle is its own unique candle, and yet how obvious it is that each flame is the same flame, undeniably the truth right in front of us. Wow. And so like, that's why we do this. Like that's what Paradigm Shift is about. Like, it's literally from like this ancient level. Like, it's so much more than a website. And like, I can feel like I'm literally like, I can feel myself like I'm like starting to cry like as I'm saying this. Like, I'm doing it all over again. I'm just like, I'm not just reenacting. Like, I'm literally like evoking the feeling that I had, and just kind of the feeling in this moment, and the feeling of this gratitude of being able to connect with each other, like through this. Like, I know this is just a computer screen and stuff like that, but we're not just creating a website. We're not just creating like videos and question journals, you know, like we are literally a part of like this beautiful story of divine remembrance. And that's why it's important. And that's why it matters, is because each and every one of us is that flame inside of us. And each and every person has the right, each and every person has the birthright to remember and experience that. And so it's just like this really beautiful thing. And again, you know, it's just gratitude. So yeah, I don't know. If anybody else was like crying while I was crying there, you know, just that's the power of, you know, just this connection and everything right here. So Ellen says, you are seeing home, she says. So yeah. No, that's it. So again, you know, like within this project, like it's meant to be fun, it's meant to be interactive, it's meant to be creative, it's meant to be collaborative, but at a higher level, like it is so metaphysically deep and rich. And that is why it is important, because it is timeless in itself. So again, so that's why I encourage you guys to go out there and create your art, to do free hugs, to connect with people in your community, to build the tribe, because you are not just doing it just because, like, you are doing it because you are a part of the universe, like enacting this story to fulfill its own destiny. And what is its destiny if not to simply remember? So, and to live and to have gratitude in this moment. The meaning of life, one of the many meanings of life, is merely to be grateful for life. And why are you grateful for it? Live that question. That is your journey. So with that said, it is still, this has probably been like a 2-hour broadcast. So if anybody's watched this to the end, thank you very much. I'm going to show you this really cool item that I made, and then this is going to be the end of the broadcast. So again, if anybody has any questions now, would be a great time to ask any questions. I'll answer some. We've gone over a lot in this broadcast. Again, me doing this was also for me to kind of just like be able to verbalize, connect with you guys, to get a checklist of kind of what I got to do to be able to share with you guys, to be able to be transparent, to let you guys know what's happening, what to anticipate, how to help. And yeah, there's still, so after this broadcast, I'm going to go like right into work. There's like right into the website stuff, and stay tuned for that. And if you want to get the Paradigm Shift mobile app, if you want to be like one of the first people to start using it, send me a message after this broadcast. So just let me know, and I can send it to you. So here's something just really cool. So this is a quest item that I've created. So this here, if some people really want to purchase one of these, I don't even know what these cost yet. I don't know. Like, I just made it because I've made it, and I've only made 2 of these. This is the second one I've made. So this is what I've made. So what is this? So this is basically a meditation tool. And so it's similar to a Light Guardian crystal. But what's different about it is that there's a sphere on it. And what's really cool is that you can actually rotate the sphere. So this was like the design idea that I had in mind, is to like literally create something that you can meditate on. So like, and it changes colors. You can kind of see, and let me just change the light here so you'll be able to see it differently. So like, you can literally see that like, if you were meditating on this, you can kind of like look into this as if it was the universe. And I know you honestly, like if you were in person, you'd be able to see it differently. But basically, like, the objective of it... Sorry, I got blown my nose again. I think that was probably because I was crying, I guess. So, I'm sorry. For those who aren't... I have a cold, that's why. Excuse me. Excuse me. So, I don't even know what these are called. I haven't really figured out a name for these. They're like some sort of wizard wand. That's all I know. And I feel like this is like, again, like something very ancient. So for those of you who are familiar, you know, like a lot of things they talk about with it, like the crystal balls, looking into a crystal ball, is this practice of like visioning. And so like literally with this, like I can sit there and I can just kind of like look into this as I'm just kind of like spinning it. And I'm just kind of like seeing into the galaxy that is like inside this orb, and I'm like being reminded of the microcosm and the macrocosm while like meditating at the same time. And it's just like this like simple thing that's just really beautiful. And yeah, like that's it. It's just like really beautiful, but it's also a practical tool to use for meditation. So you can just kind of like sit there and just kind of like vision into this, and you can kind of like see visions come forward. So oftentimes when people would use crystal balls, they would kind of do it in a way where they kind of look into the ball and they kind of shift their focus, almost like a magic eye thing. And then in doing that, it allows them to kind of like create this bridge where visions can come through their own imagination. Creates a gateway. Kimberly is saying creates a gateway. So yeah, like that's essentially what this is. This is like a gateway crystal light guardian staff thing. So I'm just showing this to you guys because it's cool. I made this like a while ago, but again, if anybody like wants me to make one of these for them, this is like, again, this is like still the beta one. You can see it's kind of like a little warped and stuff, but the concept's there. And I only have like, I don't have a lot of these balls, but I've gotten some specifically so that I can make more of these. If anybody like really wants one of these, wants to be like some of the first shifters to get one of these, let me know. I don't know the price on these yet, but you know, just like let me know and we can figure something out. Like the price on these would be like, the light guardian crystals are pay what you wish between 30 and 40. So I think these ones would be like pay what you wish between like probably like 40 and 70, because like the balls on these are a little bit of a different value. Or maybe 30 to 60 could work. We'll figure it out. Whatever works for you. So again, you can kind of see there. Let me just like, can I get like right up in there? I know it like kind of like blurs out the camera and stuff, but yeah, it's just like really cool. Like honestly, like you can see some like crazy like fractal stuff going on inside this orb, and every orb's different. And I know, can I focus this differently? Can I click on that? Oh, did that do a thing? Did it do a thing? Kind of. Anyways, so I just kind of wanted to be able to share that with you guys. And just as we get ready to wrap up this broadcast. So yeah, if anybody is interested in one of these, send me a message, and again, you can purchase one, and that would be a great way to be able to help support the project as well. I haven't made a lot of these, but I might make a few more, so it's kind of like a limited edition item. So yeah, I'm getting a few messages from people like on the side. Again, shout out to anybody who's messaging me. Shout out to Anna. Anna, I see your comment there and everything. Anna's been just, again, another awesome shifter. She's talking about how she's going to be like working on submitting some of her art and stuff and helping out with like the mental health team and everything. So Anna, thank you so much. And thank you everyone. I just want to give shout outs. Shout out to Kimberly, shout out to Aline, shout out to Janice and Madeline. Madeline, thank you. You're a huge supporter as well. Madeline got one of the Auralite 23 Light Guardian crystals, which is also one of the rare ones as well, which I haven't talked about in this broadcast. But yeah, shout out to John Walker. John Walker in the UK. He's been hanging out in the last few broadcasts, and he's an awesome energy healer. And yeah, I want to be able to help support his work. He does some live broadcasts, and yeah, he's been doing free hugs in the UK and everything. Again, you know, all of us as shifters all have like our own unique skill sets and abilities, and again, that's part of the beautiful part of this project, is being able to encourage people to be their own unique, you know, expression of source, to be their own unique shifter, to be their own unique light guardian. So shout out to Dylan, shout out to Christopher, Alicia, Summer, shout out to Donna, shout out to Beljeet, shout out to everybody who happened to be turned into this. Sweet. Okay, again, if anybody has any questions, please leave those in the comments right now, if there are any questions. If not, that's totally fine, you know. Again, just thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll just take just like a simple, like kind of like couple closing breaths to just kind of finish this broadcast off. So I'm just gonna wait just like 1 minute, so if there's any other questions. So again, you know, let me just give a quick overview of everything that we've talked about. So I'm working on a lot of back-end stuff for the website right now. The mobile app is just about ready to release and to begin being used by a bunch of shifters. Quest journals are going to begin getting published and featured on a daily, regular basis. We are inviting people to submit their own quest journals ongoing. featuring various community videos through the project and through the Facebook page is going to become a common thing. So if you have videos that you want to help share, post them as a quest journal, let me know, and we can help feature them that way. Promotion of upcoming broadcasts. I don't fully know what our plan is this Thursday for the live broadcast, because I still have to solve the problem that we were having with the technical issue of it not working last week. If I can get that solved, we'll see. If not, we may have to not have a broadcast this week, but if that's the case, that just means I'm spending more time working on other stuff, and that's okay too. But if we don't have a live broadcast, we'll still have an offline broadcast. And right now there's currently an offline broadcast scheduled for the mental health team on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll post about that in the Discord server, and there's also a post in the forum for the mental health team. So again, just another example of some of the stuff happening. There's multiple things happening. Raising funds for the team Patreon is an ongoing thing. Me creating more of the shifter booster kits and mailing those out is something I'm working on. Getting caught up on videos I have yet to finish, such as the Last Jedi movie review, a bunch of other videos, the Journey to Lucidity movies, brand new videos. Getting back into doing free hugs out on the street, Mystic Spider-Man stuff. Spending time with my friends and everything like that, deciding on what we're doing for the full moon coming up, and just managing things from a macro level, some of the problems and challenges, getting a new laptop so that I can use the Open Broadcast software to do better live broadcasts for the community, figuring out the Google Hangout issue, and that's basically about it. And again, the ways that you guys can help: being inspired, creating quest journals, leveling up your own abilities, creating physical paradigm shift communities. That's been like a big objective within the project, is just the support of creating the physical paradigm shift community. So reminding people how they can do that, bringing in support by supporting on the team Patreon, making single donations, purchasing any quest items that you see. Another thing going back up is the featuring of the shift market that is going to be coming up within the next near future. And again, the shift market, for those who didn't hear me explain it, that's like a part of the website where people can post their items that they want to sell or their services that they want to provide, and shifters can kind of browse that and support each other through purchasing art and purchasing items and supporting each other and providing services. And again, ways that you can help by letting others know about the Paradigm Shift Central project. If you're a Team Patreon supporter, by going out there and using your shift buttons and your free hug signs and planting seeds that way and even documenting it. But again, you don't need a shifter booster kit to go out and do free hugs. I invite you to do free hugs in whatever format. By following the Paradigm Shift Central on the Facebook page as well, and by engaging with posts there as well. Okay, so that's basically kind of what we talked about over the last, I think this broadcast has literally been like 2 hours, but hey, that's okay, that's cool. So again, bonus shoutouts to those of you who tuned in. Okay, I'm just kind of just going over some of the comments. Donna says, waves of blessings of health, time to cleanse and heal your body. You're an awesome journey. Thank you for the ride. Donna, thank you. We are on an awesome journey. Dylan says, regarding the app, could you get started primarily through the app, or do you have to start on a desktop? Either or, Dylan. Like, that's kind of the beauty of the project. Like, the app, and I'll just explain this. The app is essentially like an augmentation of the website. So like, the website functions as its own. The app is like the website with the app on top of it. So the app is used to navigate what's already available through the website. There's only a couple things available through the app that are exclusive to the app, and one of those things is the Shiftogram. And that's exactly what it sounds like. That's basically Instagram, but for shifters, and that's specifically available through the app. Other than that, you don't need the app to be involved with this. I'm still managing some redesigns on the website to kind of tailor in with the new designs of the app, and that's like one of the top things on my list right now, is just kind of like doing some tweaks on the design, like the menu design on the website. But Dylan, yeah, you can browse the website as it is right now without the app. The app is just the convenience of being able to like browse on your mobile device, and also providing just like additional ways to engage. Summer is asking, what is the app called? The app would just be called Paradigm Shift mobile app, if that's, but again, if people are looking to get the app, you can send me a message after this broadcast and I'll send you the links for it. I'm going to create literally this is what I'm going to do today. I'm going to create like a common link for members of the website that will give them instructions on like how to download the app, because the app is not on the Apple Store yet. It's not like on the Android or the Google Play Store yet, but it is available. Like, it's fully functional and everything. It's just not on those yet, but it will be in the future. So those are the questions there. And Anna says, "Hey team, hey Brendan, nice to see everyone." Hey Anna. If there's any other questions, guys, please feel free to let me know. But other than that, just thank you again for tuning into this. And let's just finish just with a slight micro meditation. And funny, we have like 18 people tuned in now, just as we're about to finish. up until the very last second of just as we're about to finish, we've had on average about 10 people. But that's awesome. So thank you for those of you tuning in. And of course, after this broadcast, set your notifications to get notifications for future broadcasts, because I do want to be doing like short broadcasts in the morning for you guys, whether that starts this week or soon. But stay tuned, because I do want to be able to do more broadcasts for you guys. So yeah, Anna's been using the app. She says the app makes things much easier. Yeah, Anna, I mentioned this earlier, but Anna, go ahead and take a look on the app and take like a quest, like create a quest journal using the app, or just not even using the app, but just like going through the main website and using mobile. You'll notice that you can create like the formatting for creating on the mobile app, on the mobile device, is a lot better now. So yeah, anything format wise that you could do on the desktop, you can now do on the app as well, on the desktop. So, okay. All right, so let's just conclude this broadcast just with a slight meditation. So I just invite everyone to just gently relax. Just close your eyes. Just relax any tension in your body. Just allowing your face to relax, your shoulders to relax. Simply just connect with the breath. So gentle inhales through the nose. Gentle exhales through the nose or the mouth. Again, gentle inhales through the nose. Excuse me. Gentle exhales through the nose or the mouth. So to conclude, let's go back to that visualization, the metaphor of the flames and the many candles. Each one of us, clearly our own unique candle, yet each flame that we carry is undeniably the same flame. And so I just invite you to visualize in this moment a small flame just in the heart of your chest, in the center of your body, and just imagining this flame, as small as it may be in this moment, seeing it as a portal, as a gateway, as a bridge to the infinite source of light that we all are, that we're all connected to. And so with each breath, inhale-wise, slowly begin to imagine this flame gently beginning to expand, not just in size, but in radiance as well. So you can imagine this flame slowly growing, and as it does, you see this circle of light slowly expanding. And so I just invite you to visualize this within yourself, something that is very real, something that is already there, yet merely needs to be remembered and connected to. And with each gentle breath, imagine yourself stoking this fire. As this flame begins to grow, the light continues to fulfill and fill its place within your body, moving across your chest, feeling this light that is already there as it moves around to your back, connecting to your spine, moving down into your root, through your stomach, past your hips, simultaneously as it moves across your back, across your chest, slowly down your arms, down your legs. This light just moving through your body, much like a liquid in itself, just this golden liquid light. And feeling this move all the way down into your feet and up into the back of your neck, moving itself around the back of your head. And the very last point on your entire body that the light reaches is that of your forehead, of your third eye. And as it does, just feeling it folding in, connecting to your third eye. And as you breathe here, just imagining even yourself from a third-person perspective, literally the shape of your body just as this luminant being of light. And even though this is just a meditation, this concept is incredibly real and only needs to be remembered in order to be felt in any moment. And so as you take a moment here to feel yourself literally as the being of light that you are, with the flame in your heart, slowly beginning to imagine this flame connecting beyond just your physical body as branches visually extend down from your feet, up from your crown, into the earth, up into the heavens, into the sky, and even just visualizing yourself further outside of your body, seeing this light expanding like a pillar up into the sky, connecting and shooting out like the branches of a treetop as the roots expand and extend down below into the heart of the earth. And as you do this, visualize in this moment from a higher up perspective, your light connecting into the network in the grid of all of us, those of us tuned into this broadcast, this message, of all the shifters out there, of all the people out there, and just connecting with that grid of light that all of us are a part of, the Idranet as it is, the Maya that we are within. And so breathe this in. As you breathe, you pull in this current of light down through your crown, up from your roots, through your feet, and both meet in your heart at the center, like a dyadic cyclone, a yin and a yang, and imagining at your heart this ever spinning vortex, this ever spinning portal that unites yourself to all of what you are. A connection here to the earth, to the physical, and yet your connection to the astral realms, to the higher dimensions, visually depicted as being above us, yet ultimately all around and within us as well. So I just invite you, if you want, to even just put your hands on your chest and feeling that flame at the center of your heart. No matter how big that flame may be, knowing that its light extends and connects infinitely in all ways, and knowing that this is not just a simple idea, but rather a deep truth for each of us to uniquely remember and to connect with. And so as you breathe, imagine this pulse moving through this connection between yourself and the grid, connecting to all the light guardians across the world. And so just be here for the next few moments as you continue to breathe and just connecting with this feeling, with your purpose, and with this deep remembrance. Breathe here for the next few moments. And as you are here, feel any sensations that you notice of yourself almost letting go of just your awareness of where you are, as you almost feel yourself being gently drifted into the remembrance of the dream. And so as we repeat what we just did, allow yourself to breathe for the next few moments and just allow yourself to just feel what it's like to let go within this feeling as the current of light gently carries you to any thoughts, memories, and feelings within this moment for you. So just breathe here just for a few more moments. So to all the light guardians, to all the shifters who have come so far, to all of us who have traveled, each one of us our own star, a reflection of the light that is infinitely vast, a connection beyond time to our future and to our past. As we stand in this present moment, in the center of all that is, let us be gifted with these moments of gratitude and of bliss, moving forward on our path with a purpose to help who we can, as we extend the branches of our tree through that of a helping hand. And so, let your heart be the portal for all that you already are, as you reflect and amplify the truth within your star. Just breathe here. Just a couple more breaths. Noticing any energy sensations, electrical, tingling sensations throughout your body as you shift your breath into a deeper breath. So as you breathe deep just here, notice any sensations. So breathe deep together. And just being aware of that subtle energy, that connection. And so gently, if you wish to remove your hands, you can. Bringing it back to that image of that flame within your heart. Just inviting yourself to think back on this visualization of that flame within your heart at any point, and reminding you of the shared connection we each have as that single flame, as that one light. With great purpose comes great responsibility, and with great responsibility, we are given great opportunity. And so, gently begin to bring awareness back to your physical body. Slowly, you can just gently touch your hands against one another, feeling your hands. Slowly wiggle your toes, straightening up your spine a little bit more, remaining connected to your breath, keeping that awareness of the flame within your heart, allowing your courage to be amplified and this medicine to be shared through all that you are. And gently, when you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes. Return your awareness to the space around you. Just take a few moments here. Just continue to breathe. Awesome. All right. So if you're back, welcome back. And thank you again for being here. Please feel free to leave any comments down below for those of you watching this on Facebook, and just sending any gratitude, expressing any gratitude that you would like to express in this moment. So that's how I would like to conclude this broadcast. If anybody, just inviting you to just share any gratitude that you have for the community, for the project, for this journey that we are on. So Kyle, thank you for sharing. Well guided, brother. Thank you. Anna, thank you as well. Thank you for those of you who are tuning in at any point. And it's always awesome just to be able to do that. Those are little moments, but they make a big difference. So and then again, let's ripple that out even further. So that meditation that I did with you, that's yours now. Like, it was always yours. So I invite you to just think about like ways in which you can perhaps do your own guided meditations, make it your own, yet even using that idea. Start with the flame, fill out the body, connect above and below, whatever works for you. So just listen to that inner voice. It will guide you. Listen to that inner whisper. Michael, Angel Love, thank you. Dylan, thank you so much. Been tuned in this whole time, and it's been big confirmation and boost to me. Thank you. And Dylan, I saw your comment earlier. I think Dylan mentioned that they were interested in signing up for the team Patreon, and thank you, Dylan, as well, and anybody else who wants to sign up for the team Patreon. And within the way the Patreon works is that we always try to get new donations before the end of the month. So we'll try doing that a little bit more before the end of the month. I might do some more broadcasts and just inviting people to sign up for the team Patreon before the end of the month. And that's always a great way to be able to help. And yeah, no, thank you everyone again. And if you guys do have any questions or need any help with anything technical wise or anything else, just please let me know. Anna says, I've just started my shifty work week. Thank you so much for that meditation. Beautiful way to focus. Kyle says, you speak the true. Natural, yes. Cloud Atlas. So. Awesome. All right, so with that said, this broadcast has been going for well over 2 hours. As I spent this entire broadcast talking about, there's a lot that I have to work on still, but I'll make myself available. So if you guys do have anything that you want to talk about, I'll do my best to try and respond. Ideally, if you can kind of send me just kind of not short and sweet, but just be aware that it takes time to kind of reply to longer messages. So if it's just a short and sweet thing, then that just kind of helps me make sure that I can get back to you in a more timely manner as well. So with that said, again, I'm just inviting you guys to check out and explore the Paradigm Shift Central website. If you haven't yet, you can create your profile on there for free. Keep in mind that I'm kind of updating things as we go. So if there's anything that's like technically like a little glitchy, just be aware that I'm fixing that. Message me if you would like to get access to the Paradigm Shift mobile app. I can give you that ASAP. And stay tuned for information about future broadcasts, and keep an eye on the Facebook page for Paradigm Shift Central, which is facebook.com/Paradigm Shift Central. And again, if you want to send any single donations for anything, if you want to order any of the quest items specifically that you saw, you can support that way. And of course, you can sign up for the team Patreon and get your Shifter Booster Kit and your Light Guardian Crystal as well. Here's a purple Light Guardian Crystal. So the reason why we're giving out the Light Guardian Crystals is that these are also like part of like a mega ritual. So part of my objective is to literally get like hundreds of these out there across the world, and each one is going to be like helping anchor in like a pillar to help us like kind of like shift the grid. So yeah, believe me, everything that I do is like big meta pictures and stuff like that. So stay tuned, there's more mystery to be revealed as well, not only about the project but about my own story as well. More parts of myself that I look forward to being able to share with you that will actually bring more light into what this is all about. There are parts of like my own story that will be revealed later, and you'll be like, whoa, like that actually makes me like appreciate the project in like another layer. So specifically those will come through the Journey to Lucidity movies. So yeah, again, that's why I gotta do a lot of this work, so that I can get to finishing the Journey to Lucidity movies, so that things can continue to happen, so other things can continue to happen. So all right, deep breaths everyone. Big gratitude. And yeah, again, message me if you have any questions. I look forward to talking to you guys and connecting. Be sure to connect through the Discord chat. I'll post a link into the Discord chat right now at the as we conclude this. The Discord chat is where we do ongoing communication throughout a weekly basis. So I'm going to post that into the Discord. The Discord is like its own website software. And you can also get it on your mobile app, and that's where most of the team chat happens on a regular basis. So if you're looking to stay connected, be sure to connect to the Discord chat and create your profile on the main website. So sweet. All right, no more questions, but yeah, thank you again everyone for tuning in. So all the shifters out there, you guys are awesome. And yeah, keep thinking about like quest journals that you can submit. You know, quest journals can be a lot of things. They can be like your ideas, perceptions, experiences, synchronicities, dream reports, videos, art, poetry, inspiration, whatever you feel called to help document the shift and continue to ripple those waves. So sweet. All right, so opening up the portal to all the other shifters out there, and much love as always. Keep it shifty, and I'll see you guys in the future. Until next time, see you guys soon.